All right, let's dive right into this explainer and discover exactly how to strategically conquer the IELTS listening test by mastering the vocabulary behind high scores. Because here's the secret. Achieving a top score isn't just about having this expansive dictionary-like mind. It's really about understanding the very specific, often hidden traps built directly into the test's vocabulary.
You know, you might think it's just about hearing the words correctly, but the real invisible enemies here are silly spelling traps and regional differences that unnecessarily drain your points. Just picture it. You're sitting in the exam room, you hear the word perfectly, you know exactly what it means, but your hand slips on a single letter. Just like that, bam, the point is gone. Well, we're going to make absolutely sure that doesn't happen to you.
So we're going to treat this test like a game with 4 distinct levels. First up, Level 1, Deceptive Basics. Then, Level 2, Spatial Awareness. Next is Level 3, Academic Survival. And finally, Level 4, Global Topics. Let's get into it.
Starting right off with Level 1, Deceptive Basics. Now, Level 1 is all about familiar, everyday vocabulary, but please don't let it fool you. Take a look at the word Wednesday. I mean, it looks so simple, right? Yet this is literally one of the most frequently misspelled days of the week on the entire exam. It's just the sheer cruelty of the English language. Under pressure, our brains just want to spell it exactly how it sounds, entirely missing that silent D and E. You have got to remain hyper-vigilant, even with words you've known since you first started learning English. And here is another sneaky little trap. Imagine carelessly scribbling down computer when you actually heard the transportation word commuter. In a fast-paced audio recording, the P and the M sound incredibly similar. If the conversation is about someone traveling to work on a train and you write computer, you've completely lost the point due to context blindness. Here are a few more classic Level 1 traps you need to anticipate. Watch out for dropping that first R in February. Actually, quick pro tip, if you know you struggle with that one, the rules totally allow you to use numerical dates instead, so you can just write 10/02. You also really need to properly spell shapes, like square, circle, and triangle, because they pop up all the time when describing city plazas or street signs. And critically, pay close attention to stressed syllables and numbers. Distinguishing the sharp teen in 13 from the flat T in 30 is a total classic testmaker trick. Moving right along to Level 2, Spatial Awareness. In Level 2, you're suddenly plunged into these long monologues requiring you to navigate maps or building layouts. And let's be real, test day nerves are incredibly real, and they can cause this sudden, totally blank left-right confusion. To counter this, I want you to physically follow these exact steps on your booklet the second you see a map. Literally label L and R on opposite sides. Then draw a quick compass. This creates a solid visual anchor so when the speaker says turn left, your brain doesn't just freeze up. Now, you might not have to actually write all of these direction words down as your final answers, but visualizing terms like adjacent or terrace will perfectly guide you through the map's pathways. Think about it. If you don't instantly register that adjacent to just means next to, you're going to lose your place on the map. And honestly, once you're lost in Level 2, it is incredibly hard to catch back up. Okay, turning up the heat now with Level 3, Academic Survival. This level really raises the stakes with group academic conversations. And this is where regional quirks completely change the game. Take the word color. Spelling it the American way without a U or the British way with a U, both are totally fine. But the pronunciation? That is exactly where they try to trip you up. North American speakers will say laboratory, using 3 syllables. But British English speakers, they say laboratory, stretching it to 4. You really have to train your ear to catch both. You're also going to need to equip yourself with specific university vocabulary. You need to really understand the structural difference between school terms, which have holidays sprinkled in between, and university semesters, which always end in an exam period. You also have to instantly recognize and accurately spell disciplines like commerce, philosophy, psychology, and engineering. I mean, if you misspell psychology because you forgot the silent P, you lose the mark. It doesn't matter how perfectly you understood the conversation. And finally, we reach the final boss, Level 4, Global Topics. This is a deeply challenging university lecture, and trust me, the speaker is not going to slow down for you. The crucial takeaway here is to arm yourself for really broad categories, ranging from health pandemics to environmental disasters like desertification to energy sources like hydroelectric power. The vocabulary is widely known, sure, but it is highly, highly specific.
But beware of the trapdoors hidden in this section too. Let's say you're furiously taking notes on a lecture about energy sources. Under pressure, your brain might just jumble the letters. Misspelling nuclear as unclear will completely tank your answer and cost you the point. They literally contain the exact same letters, but one means a massive energy source, and the other means you just kissed your perfect score goodbye.
Along those same lines, society, government, and different are among the most notoriously misspelled words in the entire exam. It's wild. People constantly forget the first N in government. They completely scramble the vowels in society. Seriously, take a second and burn these spellings into your memory right now, because they appear constantly in level 4.
Oh, and one last really surprising fact, just to help you dodge another regional trap. Remember our laboratory example? Well, check this out. While North Americans say aluminum with 4 syllables, the British say aluminium with 5. And they actually spell it with an extra I at the end. So if you hear a British speaker droning on about global manufacturing and they mention aluminium, you need to know exactly what material they are talking about.
All right, so we've uncovered the hidden spelling traps, navigated the tricky maps, decoded the heavy academic jargon, and highlighted those sneaky regional differences. You aren't just passively listening anymore. You are actively hunting for points. You know the exact vocabulary traps standing in your way, so what's stopping you from going in there and claiming your perfect score?